There is a very pretty looking woman in the ad next to my FinFix screen here. And somehow I have a feeling that she's going to be more interesting than reading the rest of Spike is the Awesome story number 486. With additional big dick Spike to boot. I swear the only thing that's missing now is Spike having an awesome katana. I wouldn't put it past this fic. He's already got the scar, he's already got the wings, he's already got the muscles, he's already got every single mare wetting themselves over him. They know almost nothing about dragons, so what if a little they think they know is wrong? Hello, asked the brown dragon, looking at Spike strangely. Spike stared with disbelief at the group of dragons standing before him. The brown one that was talking to him was about his height, and had features similar to his, but unlike Spike, his teeth were longer, sticking out of his lips. Ow! His claws looked a lot sharper and were flat, like shovels. The brown dragon's skin seemed patchy and covered in dirt, like he had been crawling in mud. Why would your claws be flat? That seems very, very bad to defense. Bit-a-bite. I think he's still a bit woozy, a bronze dragon said. She looked like a serpent with a thin snake body. Her scales glittered beautifully in the lava light, matching her long, glowing orange spikes. Spike rubbed his eyes. What? Who are you? His face became clear. Dragons? Oh, sorry. The brown dragon apologized. The name's Blitzer Buckaglanet. I don't even think that's a real language. You're right now reaching Dragon rolls at Gabajuju. Levels of stupid. The female rolled her eyes. Forgive my boyfriend, he's an idiot, she said, giving the dirt-covered dragon a playful jostle. Just call him Bitterbite. I'm Glimmer. Hey, the purple drake said, getting up and extending his claw for a shake. I'm Spike. So exactly where is this? He asked, looking around the cave for the room they were in. You're in the volcano hatchery, Glimmer said. You know, a place where motherless eggs go. Actually, I did know that, Spike admitted. Really? Bitterbite wondered. Are you sure you're all right? Yeah, I just don't remember much about anything, he lied. Spike had learned that telling dragons he lived with ponies never turned out well. Yeah, and considering the fact that I still got Garble crucified downstairs next to the portal where every single person who hates characters like him can come by and punch him in the dick, says a lot. You know, we really should let him go home. Learned your lesson yet, Garble? Would it help if I said, look at the bright side? I'm not as bad as Spike in this trick. Let's let him go home. I think I tortured him enough. We tortured him for several fics now. We left him down there for a while. Yeah. You can go home now. Who knows? Maybe he'll learn something about dragons if he kept playing dumb. Question for the live reader. Will knowing anything about dragons help in this story? Will knowing anything about these dragons and their culture help further the plot or help define these characters in any way? Because if I find out that this is just for the author to come up with weird-ass dragons, I'm burning this chapter to the ground. Well, smiled Bearbite, well, we do re-educate you. You, he said, pointing at Spike with one of his long, sharp claws, are an infra, or fire dragon in layman's terms. He gestured towards himself. I'm a rockmouth, or an earth dragon. Still following me? Think so. Fire, earth. He looked at Glimmer. Water dragon? Hell no, muttered Glimmer. I'd kill myself if I was one of those damn bathers. Almost as bad as sea serpents. I'm a cloud leaver, Spike. Don't ever forget. Sorry, mumbled the purple drake. Like I said, this is all new to me. Bitterbite smiled. Relax, Spike. Glimmer's just mad that her race is opposed to cloud-smoking pacifists. Pacifists? Glimmer sighed. Cloud weavers usually hate conflict, but I sure as hell don't. Seems my little loose cannon, laughed Bitterbite, pulling the bronze dragon closer to him and nuzzling her snoot. So, there are only 3 kinds of dragons? Asked Spike, trying to bring back to the subject. Oh my god, I know, chuckled Bitterbite. There are hundreds of different types of dragons, but around Volcano you'll find mostly fire, earth, cloud, sky, and boulder dragons. In fact, we should introduce you to the rest of the gang. He released his girlfriend and headed towards the exit. As a side note, guys, for some odd reason, I'm thinking of Bubblegum Crisis. Don't know why I'm thinking of Bubblegum Crisis. I just really like Bubblegum Crisis. I was reading Bubblegum Crisis. I know a few fics of Bubblegum Crisis I would like to read. But I'm not reading Bubblegum Crisis, I'm reading this for some odd reason. Spike got up from the rocky bed he was laying on and followed the 2 dragons. On the other side of an exit was a humongous room, filled with lava waterfalls, splashing into pools of magma. In the center of the room, it looked like 2 dragons were arguing about something. I told you, Dust Devil, I didn't take your damn gem. A large pale blue dragon bellowed. He seemed massive compared to his accuser, spanning well over 10 feet in all directions. The dragon seemed to be completely symmetrical, with the exception of a short-bloated tail, pudgy arms, and tiny wings that were the size of Spike's hand, and a small head that sat on top of his massive body. Well then, where the hell did it go? I saw you hiding all that time, you giant puffball! The other dragon retaliated. He was much shorter than the massive drake he was arguing with, possibly shorter than Spike. This dragon's scales were night black, with a pale pink underbelly. Notable features were his snoot and wings. His snoot was long, almost spear-blank, with pointy bolts at the tip. His wings, they were massive. They were pitch black, almost twice the length of his body. They couldn't even fold back when they stayed half open. What do you call me? The large round drake snarled. Oh, sorry. Couldn't hear me with all that food of yours, you wild load. The black dragon laughed. The 2 kept on their argument as Spike, Bitterbite, Glimmer all spectated. So, Spike pondered, friends of yours? Unfortunately, muttered Glimmer, as he approached the 2 arguing drakes. What in the name of the Earth's Mother are you 2 arguing about this time? They both turned to a dragon as pointed at her. He ate my last gem. He thinks I ate my last gem. Glimmer sighed. You 2 are acting like whoops. It's just one freaking gem, he yelled. Hey, I've been growing that gem for months, the smaller dragon said, extending his massive wings. And that fat ass here gobbles them like he does everything in this joint. You did, wuss, roared the dragon behemoth. He opened his mouth on a long, sticky tongue and wrapped around the dragon's neck. He pulled into his mouth. The pale blue dragon's mouth seemed to stretch out and engulf the first half of his body. Bitterbite groaned. Great. He's trying to eat him again. Again? Glimmer threw it in the air, her body slithering like a snake as he wrapped her long body around the big dragon's neck. Spit him out, Lurch. Lurch gagged as he waved his arms in the air. Bice is too thick for him to stretch and pull the dragoness off his head. Eventually, he gave in to the bronze dragon and spat out the large winged dragon. The black drake wiped off saliva on his face and gone from the ground. What the hell is that? He coughed out some saliva that had gone to his mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Lurch. I'm using the wrong voice. You started it, Dust Devil. Lurch grumbled. I don't care who started it, shouted Glimmer, grabbing each of them by the throat, glared both of them. Stop acting like a pair of hatchlings and say hi to Spike. The 2 dragons looked at each other, then at Spike. Glimmer's grip around their necks loosened as they shook her off and approached the newcomer. So, the name is Spike, huh? Asked the smaller dark dragon. It was about a foot and a half shorter than Spike, but the arch of his wings surpassed the purple drake by 3 feet at least. Hi, name is Dust Devil, and Thunderbutt over there is Lurch. The large dragon grumbled something under his breath, but let it go for now. Nice to see you finally woke up. You were out of it for a while. I thought we had to throw you in the pit with Todd. Who the hell is Todd? Spike in what pit? What pit? Bearbite stopped in. Spike here has suffered some sort of amnesia. He's not from around here, he said. We've actually been trying to reteach him the basics about dragons. Really? Pondered Dust Devil. To allow me to educate you, I am the best dragon of all, a Skyran, or a Sky Dragon, if you don't like to care for technical terms. Good door alerts. Oh, I'm sorry, that's still the same guy. Really? Pondered Dust Devil. Do we really even get the... Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry, these characters are so enthralling that I just immediately attach myself to them automatically like that. Allow me to educate you. I mean, regular Gundam characters here, people. I haven't been this attached to Gundam characters since the last time I watched Double O. You don't care for technical terms. You look over darts. Where's over there is a Bulda, or a fat-ass dragon. Where's his physical estimate with Dog's face, sending him to the ground? Bulda dragon. Interesting, said Spike as he started to around the air. You said you lost a gem. Was it a diamond? Yeah, mumbled Dust Devil as he picked himself on the ground. How'd you know that? Because I could smell it, the Purple Drake said, as he followed his nose to the center of the diamonds. Somewhere around here, he said, pressing his face around to the ground. Here! Dust Devil looked over the lights. You buried it? Or didn't touch your gem. Both of you, shut up, scowled Glimmer. Spike started picking at the ground with his claws. Huh, this is some tough dirt. Oh, me, said Bitterbite. Spike stopped as the brown drake started to dig his claws into the earth and breaking it apart with ease. Those claws were apparently meant for digging. Within seconds, his entire body disappeared into the hole. In a second, the sound of digging disappeared. How do shovel-like claws even work? Do they just extend out of your fingers and look like... Holy crap. Echoed Bear's voice in the hole in the ground. You find my gem? Oh, I found much more than that. Suddenly, the hole in the ground erupted in a volcano of glowing gems. Rubies, sapphires, emeralds, diamonds, and all sorts of gleaming stones rained down to shock cruiser dragons. Bearbite's head popped out of the ground. A few topazes lay in his head. Can you believe we were sitting on a gem deposit this whole time? Clara's eyes lit up and she picked up an amethyst crystal. This is just wow. There's gotta be 100 gems around here. Smile alerts, grabbing a handful of rubies and tossing it into his mouth with a gullet. Where'd you learn to smell for gems? Asked Dust Devil. Must have got a stick of emerald. I didn't know you could do that. Spike said nervously. All the time he spent with Rarity had honed his nose to the very bleak scent of gemstone, but he couldn't admit he had any connection with police. A friend of mine taught me. Well, I'd like to meet a friend sometime, grumbled Lurtz, as he stumbled another handful of rubies in his mouth. Do you smell any more gems? He shook his head. Sorry, can't smell anything at the moment. Wow, I am so glad we're spending time learning the characters in this fic. It's almost like I'm forgetting something important. I know, I mean, you would almost think that I don't exist. I know! I am so glad this chapter is here! They sat in a large pile of gems. Periodically, Bitterbite went back down to grab a bunch more. Each time, gems erupted in the air like a fountain. Soon the 5 dragons were laughing and joking on top of a massive pile of rocks. Gaia, I've never felt so good in my life, moaned Glimmer as he spread herself on the sea of jewels that he acquired. Bitterbite lying next to her. Yeah, this is a life, sighed Bitterbite as he slid deeper into the treasure, looking out at the cave entrance. Hey. He got closer to the entrance. Here he could have sworn to seeing something moving. Is someone there? He called out. Slowly, a small pink head peeked in. It was a baby dragon, probably no older than 5. As he timidly walked into the room, eyes glued to the floor, playing with her claws. Hey, Sorrels, how's it going? Dust Devil asked, popping out the pile of gems. Hello, Dust, she whispered. She reminded Spike of a certain yellow Pegasus. I heard a lot of noise coming from this part of the hatcher, and the rest of the Hasley's asked me to investigate. She got through the pile of gems. That's a lot of gems. Where did you find them? Our new friend Smike smelled them out for us. Nurse said through a mouthful of rubies. Spike looked down at the little dragoness. You could see the hunger for the delicious gems sparkle in her eyes. The drake grabbed a tasty-looking sapphire and slid down the pile. Would you like some, Swirl? Spike turned his head, confused to see Glimmer holding a pile of toast passes to the young dragon. Really? Swirl's face lit up as he took a piece of amberstone and stuffed it in her mouth. Thank you. No problem, Squirt. The young dragoness chuckled, scratching up her head scales. Go get the other whelps. We have plenty to go around. The little dragoness nodded as quickly as she scooped it out of the room. You shared with them? Spike asked, not knowing that normal dragons were capable of such generosity. Yeah, of course, said Bearbite, butting into the conversation. Is there something wrong with that? He asked, studying Spike's facial expression. No, it's just that I thought that dragons were greedy. He immediately covered his mouth. No, only the exile are greedy. Bearbite pondered. Let me see your hands. Why? 'Cause I need to check something. He muttered, grabbing Spike's purple claw and examining the claw. No X. Guess you're not exiled. What's an exiled? Just the old story. You don't remember what an exile is? You must have been hit by a mountain or something. An exiled, Bear started to explain, is a dragon who fails to pass the greed, and we kick him out of Volcana. Usually out of the Badlands if it's really bad. The greed? Really, Spike, chuckled Bitterbite. Do I have to tell you where eggs come from as well? The greed is when a dragon starts to grow up and enters the greed stage of adolescence. When we are at this stage, our instincts become more primal. We try to grab anything that's not nailed to the ground. Now in the old days, we could do just that, take and hoard everything we could find. But ever since we got sent to live here, we've had to suppress it. We don't have that much here, Spike. So you exile anyone who becomes greedy? Yeah, we're an extreme law source. Because in case you forgot, we live in the Badlands. Ugh. Ow! Can't believe this fake decided to try to do a... This is why Spike grew really large during his dragon puberty stage. See, we explained it. Rather than just accepting what it was. The writers had an idea for a moral. They wanted to teach a lesson about greed. Decided that nobody knew much about Spike. Decided to show a lesson of what would happen to somebody like Spike. And messed around with it. And made a fun episode out of it. Nothing more needs to be said. We aren't allowed in Quester anymore, ever since those damn ponies. Spike gulped. You don't like ponies? You kidding me? Scowled Glimmer. They took everything from us, Spike. No dragons like ponies. If it weren't for the princesses, we had tried taking back the mainland long ago. Why did you ask? No reason, he said nervously. This wasn't exactly what he wanted to hear. He was going to try and convince the dragons to help him. But if you live for thousands of years, it can be easy to hold a grudge and hard to forget. No, actually, it's pretty easy. After all, only those who live short lives would think a grudge is important. Glimmer was about to say something when surrounded by several hundred footsteps. Hey guys, we're back, said a very excited squirrel. Spike grasped at how many dragons had followed her. There were hundreds of different looking baby dragons. Fire dragons, earth dragons, sky dragons, cloud dragons, boulder dragons, and ones he didn't recognize, like two-headed dragons, spiky-looking dragons, dragons with 4 wings, dragons that looked like birds, icy dragons, dragons with flippers, dragons with no limbs and slithered on their bodies like snakes. So kids, smiled Bearbite, picking up a jade stone. Who wants some gems? I rate this fic 0 stars out of 5. There's a knock on the royal team of Princess Celestia. The White Mare was quietly reading a book on war tactics, a book she hoped she would never have to read again. Come in, she called out, not looking away from her book as the door slowly swung open. Hello, Princess. The noble's eyes glanced in the direction of the voice to see the white unicorn standing in the doorway. Rarity, to what do I owe the pleasure? She asked. I was wondering if I could talk to you. If you're busy, I can always come back later. Not at all, Rarity, smiled Celestia, levitating a book on the table. I wanted to stop reading that terrible book anyway. Okay then, I was wondering if we could talk about your sister, Princess Luna. The Sunmare's smile quickly began to fade. There's nothing to talk about. She betrayed me and she betrayed our country. If this wasn't a time of war, I would have sent her back to the moon. Can't you do that with only the elements? Rarity, this Fic can't even get its timeline straight. When do you think it's going to be able to remember what I can or can't do? Princess, that's terrible, gasped Rarity. She didn't know what she was doing. She was in love. She knew exactly what she was doing, yelled the princess, using her magic to slam the door shut behind Rarity. She let herself come to common pony emotions, just like... Common pony emotions? What?! Yes, because as we all know, Celestia never succumbed to common pony emotions. Like pranking. Being lighthearted with her bird. Loving her students. Playing around at a gala. Enjoying cake. Nope! No pony emotions! No, Celestia is a goddess who sees herself above everybody else. She does not care for you lowly ponies! Except for all the times that we've seen her do, but... Gotta remember, according to this fic, Celestia would be mad at Luna for a little mistake. Oh, and bringing out Eternal Night? Totally forgiven. Almost killing her student and 5 friends? Fine. Working with Conquest. That's unforgivable. What do you mean? Asked the Shark Unicorn. We are beings of a higher power. We have to be an example of what to live by. I've done my best to keep my stance here, to forego petty emotions, to not be corrupted. Obviously, this fic has decided to forget every episode it's ever seen of Celestia and treat Celestia like she's some sort of bigwig. Obviously, this fic does not know how Celestia works. Honestly, do you guys even watch the show and see Celestia? Where do you get this whole entire... Oh, Celestia cannot be corrupted. Oh, Celestia deserves high muckety muck. Where? I live here in Ponyville. I see her. I bow to her, but I still see her as just a normal pony like you and me. I've lived as a symbol of justice, law, and virtue. I've only ever loved my subjects, the only love I can afford to express. The purple-made unicorn thought about what the princess had said. Are you telling me that you have never loved another pony? Rarity, I love all my subjects, as any good princess does. Not like that, interjected Rarity. I mean love another pony more than any other. Have you ever truly been in love, darling? Celestia bowed her head aside. I can't love like that, Rarity. Why not? Look at what love has done, she cried. It turned my loving brother into a monster and corrupted my sister. I can't love. I don't want to become like him. She started to sniffle, shining tears rolling down her face. Speaking of which... Where's Cadance? I remember the night we lost him, and the first time I had to stop him. Ellipses. Where's Cadance? I see the stars here, but where's Cadance? It was the night he killed Symphony. The night that his mind slowly started to become corroded. Okay, I'm gonna let you have this boring-ass backstory, but afterwards, you gotta tell me where Cadance is. Courier stood in his room in the castle, staring out the window. The Pegasi had planned a great rainstorm for the evening. Fitting weather, he thought. He kept looking at the storm outside as the door swung open. A younger Celestia walked in happily, nosing her brother standing at the window. Courier, you're home. You had to tell me how excited Symphony was at your proposal. His face was facing the window, so Celestia couldn't see his sick smile. She was so excited she could have died. Wonderful. So what day are you two thinking of for the wedding? Can I ask you something, sister? The corrupted pony Alicorn inquired. Of course. Am I a bad pony? Celestia couldn't help but chuckle. What a silly thing to say. Of course not. You're one of the greatest ponies I know. What I mean, sister, he began, I kill. When I was overseas, I killed many dragons. In town, I have been forced to kill bad ponies, criminals, and murderers. In the forest, I have killed many a beast that threatens one's life. Does that make me a bad pony? Of course not. Why are you asking me this? Look at the chest by my bed, Courier said, his gaze still fixed on the window. One more question, sister. Do you fear me? Celestia frowned as he approached the chest. No. Well, smiled Courier as his sister opened the chest. Now would be a good time to start. Wait, what's in the box? Come on, what's in the box? That's right. Get angry. Kill me. Become death. Become wrath. You should have heard her scream. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of one of my favorite Morgan Freeman movies. Oh my, Celestia gasped, slamming into the set. She looked at her brother who was now facing her, staring at her with mad yellow eyes. Mad Machine, na 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 na, Mad Machine. What's that? Symphony, yes, or what was left of her. He chuckled. Ha ha ha. The Timberwolves have most of her. I was just lucky to retrieve most of her head. Why did you do this? She cheated me, sister. She was sleeping around while I was risking my life for the safety of every pony. His wife faced back and forth from laughter and anger. So, sister, still think I'm not a bad pony? The princess had nothing to say. She just looked terrified at her brother. No answer for me for that one, sis? He mused. That's because I learned that there was no difference. When I kill, I take their life. And the only justification is that they were a bad pony. Sitting against some crazy glue. Sweet Symphony may not have killed anyone, but she betrayed me. And that's enough for me. Blake, don't you think? No! Sis, it is all the same. Everything on this planet is a sinner! And deserves to die! And I will gladly play executioner. That's not true. It's funny, really. He laughed as he twisted to see his mark, a blue-green spear at the world, my cutie mark. I always thought I was meant to protect the world, but now I know it's my destiny to destroy it. Courier, no, sister. The Alicorn snickered. Courier is dead. He died with Symphony. His friend made seen his shift going from crimson to misty gray. You could call me by my true name, the name that will be the bringer of doom and despair to all creatures. His brilliant white coat slowly started to fade, peeling off his body like dead skin, revealing the black hide beneath it. The name that every stallion, mare, and foal will scream as their... Excuse me a sec. Their. If I'm going to have a villain speech, I'm going to make sure it's spelled properly. It's destroyed! His yellow eyes turned an evil red and glowed with the same pleasure. You can call me Conquest! Oh, and do remember to spell it with a dark first. Multiple stars later. Conquest. Dark Conquest. Dun-dun-dun-dum! The moment I looked into those terrible eyes, all I saw was hate. The hate for everything that lived, breathed, and loved. That's terrible, princess, sniffed Rarity, putting a hoof on the large Alicorn inside to comfort her. He jumped through the window, slaughtered almost every pony in town. I was barely able to stop him. The princess cried, resting her head on the unicorn's shoulder. He killed so many ponies. There, princess. Everything is all right. No, it's not, she sobbed. I failed my citizens. We're all going to die because what? Because I wasn't strong enough. Celestia cried. I should have blamed my sister. She's braver than I ever will be. Why's that? She was brave enough to love! Sighed the Alicorn. She was brave enough to truly love another being. Wow, no wonder Sunset ran away. Apparently you didn't love her. Celestia, the Unicorn said, looking over her head, you can't be afraid to love someone. I was for the longest time, and I was just miserable. Almost lost the one I love. But, the princess said, biting the bottom of her lip, I'm scared. Love's a scary thing, and yes, rejection is devastating. But it's better to love and fail than to not love at all, I guess. Then don't be afraid to love, princess, smiled Rarity. Is there someone you had your eye on? Celestia looked at the room, making sure no point was around her. Actually, there is a point I've had my eye on. She's just so adorable I can't resist her. A big goofy scared fear on Rarity's face. Oh, do dear, princess. And the stars will shine. The last few dragons had left the cave. The once mountain of gems was now reduced to a few handful of emeralds and a couple of diamonds. Oh, they took all the rubies, complained Lord, holding one of the emeralds in his claw. Don't complain, you ate half of them, Lardo, hissed Dusto. I had like 3 rubies total. You had to eat like 100. I like rubies. No, really, Dust said sarcastically. Will you both shut it for 2 seconds? Glimmer growled. We have to go to the market and get more food for Baba D. Who's Baba D? Spike asked, scratching his head as he grabbed the last few gems off the ground. It's easy to know that runs the hatchery, said Bitterbright. We don't actually run this place, Spike. We just run errands and take care of hundreds of whelps that live here. Well, care to come with us, Spike? No, I kinda got something important to do. Like war council and stuff like that. So maybe if I gotta look around myself. Oh, come on, am I that dumb? Dust Devil took to the air. Now let's go, he said, taking off through the cave's exit and further into the tunnel system, the rest of the dragons following him. They flew through the air, Spike following the dragons before the confusing paths of tunnels and caves. Bitterbite, not having any wings, said that he would meet them before burrowing deep into the ground. They soon approached a large cave room. It seemed dimly lit, only the soft glow of lava providing any light. In the center of the room was a large snow-white fire dragon. She was about 50 feet from head to tail, and her small wings were folded up in her back. Baba D, we're about to head... Quiet, young ones, she whispered as she hovered over one of the pools of lava. A widow one is hatching. Spike had to see this. He ran to the pool of lava, looking down at the burning liquid. Do you mind if I watch? Never seen this before. Not even questioning who this new dragon was. She nodded as he raced into the lava, pulled out a red and purple striped egg. Come, little ones, she said softly. The other dragons gathering around the pool, staring at the boiling hot egg. Baba D took a soft breath, her yellow flames causing the egg on fire. It's hatching. The egg started to chip as tiny pieces fell off. A tiny red eye looked through the hole that it had created. Soon his legs pierced through the bomb and managed to roll on his feet, walking constantly in little circles and falling off Baba D's claws into the lava. Spike gasped his reason to save it, but Bitterbite, just emerged from the ground, grabbed his claws, shaking his head. The purple drake looked in horror as the baby dragon didn't emerge from the lava. Boom! The newborn dragon popped down the lava, giving Spike a heart attack. Baba D picked up the newborn dragon and started cradling in her arms. Her name is Plague Blue. The elder dragon smiled, rocking the child to sleep. Alright, that's it! You have officially reached the dragon rolls at Kabatuju. Okay, in terms of stupid ways of doing your fancy names, Fick! And speaking of which, yes! Rather be reading watching Garci's wing right now. Girl smiled. So peekaboo, huh? Not worse for Inferno. Shh, little ones. She's sleeping, Baba D said, as the little dragon yawned before crawling up in the white arms of her elder. Now, little ones, tell me of this new little one, she said, gesturing Spike. This is Spike, Baba D. He's not from around here. Where from you again? Asked Dustdevil. Birchwood, he quickly said, pointing out the only dragon settlement he knew of. The old dragon smiled. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Spike. Word around the hatchery is you have a nose for gems. Yeah, and no, there isn't any gems in this room, smiles Spike. Oh, I don't need Blitzar digging holes over my hatchery, she chuckled. Which reminds me, you need to fill in that hole before some dragon falls down and hurts themselves. Yes, Papa D, mumbled Bear Bite. I'll do it as soon as I get back from the market. Do you need anything? It wouldn't be so much trouble, because you get more calls. Of course. You know, this is also making me think of Macross Frontier. In that Macross Frontier is really good, and it's like my second favorite Macross, either my second or first favorite Macross series, and one of my favorite Macross products after all, overall. I think I'm gonna go watch the Fall Songstress again. I really like that movie. Now run along, little ones, she said. I need to put this one to sleep. Spike turned around with the others as they walked out of the cave. Spike still couldn't believe what she had just witnessed the birth of one of the species. So they thought he would never witness, and there she was, little Peekaboo. And then she sang, Don't worry, I have the appropriate song all set. Cute, 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 cute. My boyfriend is a pilot, though. He glitters bright as he nosedives. Then he revs his engine and does a steep climb. He lives a long vapor trail, used to overlapping hearts. A love sign in the past blue skies. I love you, you love me. Because he's harder for his old plane than he is for me. Cute, 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 cute. My boyfriend is a pilot, doll. What? I'm not about to sing this lame ass lullaby. You crazy? Did dragons just sing a lullaby? Of course. Every dragon gets a song sung to them at birth, said Glimmer. It's hectic because they gotta come up with new lyrics every time. It helps newborns go to sleep. It forms a bond between the mother and her child. But since all the dragons here have no actual mothers, Baba D sings it for us instead. Makes her all our mother. I did not know that. Well, that seems to be a running thing with you, Spike, laughed Lortz, his incredibly tiny wings somehow able to support his massive body. Come on, let's get going. It only took a few minutes to find a way out, and when they did, Spike wasn't prepared for what he saw. Dragons. Lots and lots of dragons. He thought the horde of lots of the hatchery was a lot. They were nothing compared to the massive dragons he saw at Rest of Volcana. There were dragons literally everywhere. In the sky, ground, perched on rocks, everywhere. By the goddess! Yep, pretty amazing, isn't it? Chuckled Bear Bite. Now, let's get to the calls. Dust Devil grabbed onto Bear Bite's arms and carried him up in the air, the rest of the dragons following. He approached a small stand that looked like it was dug into the side of the volcano city where I sighted in. A lime green rock mouse looked at the group of dragons before him. What can I get you? We need about 4 bags of coal, said Bear Bite. There'll be 8 gems, he said, turning around and started to sew coals into a bag. Words, we need some rubies, said Bear Bite. Then bring any with me. Wait, Fick. So, not only do they eat the gems, but they use gems to pay money. Yes. Do you not realize the problems of the economics of this situation? You are eating your assets! Walked into that one, didn't I? Ow! Just keep going with the scene. Well, you're done here, Willie. Ralph smart Glimmer. The large bronze dragoness ran her fist at the gut of the large round drake, who crumbled under pain, coughing up 8 slimy rubies. Sometimes I think you like me beating you up, squealed Glimmer, picking up the gems and handing them to the merchant in exchange for the coal. Spike grabbed one of the bags. So is this it, or do we have to do any... How do you know that? A strangely familiar voice came out. Triple Dragon froze up immediately. Oh no, anything but her. Spike! Slowly, the dragon cluster slowly turned around. Oh crap, he muttered. Flying down from the sky, a large bronze dragon landed in front of Spike, her short red scales falling down from over her blue eyes. Never thought I'd see you again, Paninava. The rest of the dragons looked at Spike. Spike, where's this chick? Asked Stubble. He sighed. This is Satilda, my ex-girlfriend.